Welcome to the new Common App for the 22-23 academic year. It has just rolled over today, so you can get in and take a look at all the new things going on. If you're a high school student who already opened their Common App, it is rolled over. So when you first log in, you'll be presented with these questions, and you want to select applying as first-year student and plan to start college in 2022 or 2023. Hit the continue button. It'll give you a list of the colleges you already put on your list, and you can say, keep all of my colleges. You can remove them later on if you'd like to, and it's going to ask you about your high school, if you're in the European Union, and check the box for terms and conditions. And then it's going to let you into the new Common App. So let's take a look at what's new and what you would need to start getting done now. So go right to the body of the Common App. And this is a fictitious account for myself. It's a way that I use to demonstrate to the students, but up here is some good information. It tells you the email that you use to open the account, and it gives you your Common App ID, which is really good to use with admissions. Once you submit your application, you can put that in your subject title of the email if you're corresponding with them along with your name, and it's helpful. If your college uses Naviance to upload recommendations and transcripts, I would make sure that my email is my school email. If it's not, you can just hit this settings box and change it. So as we go through and look at what's new, we might see that things are unchecked. So the Common App fee waiver, if your family gets free or reduced lunch, then typically you would qualify for a fee waiver. I'm going to say no here. And then this is also asking if you want a mentor. This is new, so I'm not sure how that service works. For right now, I'm going to say no. And I'm going to continue. In the parents section, usually this is left undone until the last minute. But go through and make sure you have information about mom and dad in here. A lot of times we don't know the year that they graduated or their job title or something of that nature. And so get that cured so that you can get a nice green check over here. Same thing with parent 2, and then add your siblings in. So it's important to add your siblings in over here, and you can put their age in. I would recommend putting their age at the time that you might submit it. So if you're submitting your application for early action, then you just might put their age in that they would be by November 1st. Okay. So this is just asking questions about your school, and these are very straightforward questions. Over here, the honors section, it unless you select yes, it doesn't pop up. There are only 5 options here, but I would try to remind you of some of the things that can go in here. If your school does honor roll or highest honors, you can put that in here. If you've gotten AP Scholar with distinction or some type of distinction through the College Board, you can just log in and look at that, confirm that, and put the title of that award in here. I would rank them as importance. So AP Scholar with honor would probably go first. National Honor Society, you can put the chapter name if you know it and the year that you were inducted. You do put it, even though it's National Honor Society, you do put it as a school recognition because it is guided by the school GPA and other criteria. In the state of Rhode Island, a lot of students miss this, and you might miss it in your state too. So you could just Google it, the biliteracy seal. It has criteria when you Google it that you must meet, or you can ask your guidance office about it. But don't miss out on listing honors that you might have. Some schools have highest honors, honor roll. You might also want to put in here what the criteria is for that. Admissions will have that on hand. There's something called a high school profile, so they would already be able to look that up or probably know it, but just a thought. This is a book award that the student received in 11th grade from Harvard, and I might move that up in the chain of most important honors, academic honors or distinctions. So this gives you an idea of how to fill that out. Over here, this is just asking if you have community organization helping you with the application, and then ask about your future plans. So there's not all of these are descriptive. You can select other if you don't see what you plan on going for. And I would suggest that you put the highest level of degree that you anticipate that you would go for here. If you're applying to different types of majors at colleges, please know that you could put it in here, send it out to the colleges. Let's say that you're applying for biology and then you can come back and change it and put engineering if that's your case, and then push that out to those colleges. Neither one would know the difference. Over here, you can just add in which tests you'll be reporting, and no longer SAT subject test, so probably won't be doing that, but any other tests that you might be taking, and then they'll pop up right here and you can list them, and you can list your AP subject tests. You can also list ones that you are anticipating taking. So you could go out to 2023 and say, oh, I'll be taking this particular test in May 2023. So it just gives them an idea of what you intend to do. And then in the activity section is a really the main section of the Common App. So we have a full video on how to fill that out, but you can get a nice view just by clicking the preview button and go through it. This gives you an idea of how we list things and why we're trying to get a variety of categories, right? So varsity athletics, instrumental, community service, maybe some job shadowing that you've done. You only have 150 characters to describe this. You have to really learn how to quantify to help them get to know what you've been doing for those particular activities. Work is super important. So if you do work or have work, please put that in. That would probably fit in the top 10 categories. Once again, you only have 10 categories to list. You should list the most important activities, whether they're inside of school or outside of school during your high school years, at the top in descending order. So you can see here, it's nice to give them an idea of how many games you play per year, if you've won states, you know, maybe if you've gotten some awards for most valuable player or most improved. Organization name, you can get, you should fill that out, and it only gives you 100 characters. And then up here in the position, sometimes you can get information in there that you don't have to use up the characters here in the description. So it really helps you build out what your activities look like. So this was available to you prior to the rollout, and nothing has changed in here. So no worries. Hit the continue button to look at the prompts. If you haven't looked at the prompts, you'll click I understand about the personal essay being required. It'll list the schools that you've already selected that do require it, the ones that don't. And sometimes when you send it off, you would click if you want a school that doesn't require it to get it. I would suggest that you do send it. You did all of the hard work. Make sure they have it in front of them. And you can see here that from the rollover, the prompts haven't changed. You can see the first and the last one, pretty much any essay can go within those parameters. We do have a full video on essay prompts, essay brainstorming, what to write about, what not to write about. So I would check that out. And then this is additional information. I'm sorry, this is where you put your essay. You cannot put more than 650 words. It will get cut off if you do that, so be aware. And then in the additional information, if you want to provide information about COVID, unless you have something incredibly positive to add or incredibly different, I really wouldn't touch this. And then over here, if you want to provide additional information additional information, maybe sometimes you can provide a short link or maybe volunteering or community service hours that you didn't get to put within the 10 activities. You could put in there a link to a research paper, just some ideas, right? And this will have you answer questions. There are some schools that will ask you to do this and you'll say yes, and it will make you fill in all of your grades for each college. It's a way for them to see your transcript before your school sends it. So some schools do ask for that. And now I would just say you can go into the My College section now, and now all the new questions are there. So the rollover happened. You get to look at all the deadlines that they have set up. You get to look at the questions, and you get to see if they have additional essay questions. Now, be careful, because these supplemental essay questions, the schools have the right to place them in there up until September 1st. So always come back and look. But you can start filling these out, right? About when you plan to start, if you're going to be doing early decision, early action, regular decision, if you will be considering your SAT, lots of fun information in here. And then you can also look at the essay questions. So a lot of times students go right here, right? And this says, what about being a student at Boston University most excites you? So really, why be you? 250 words. We recommend that you perfect your essay in a Google Doc and then place the final version in here. That would be our recommendation. Over here, BU usually always does this. Please use the space if you have additional information, materials, or writing samples you would like us to consider. Most likely that's research papers or something that you're exceptionally proud of, especially if it's been graded. So that's just something to think about, right? And let's just see over here, the recommendation sections. So you have to sign off that you realize that you may not be able to see your recommendations before the teacher gives them to you. They may not show them to you, and they do not have to. So you have to sign this in order for the recommendations to be uploaded. You save and close it, and then it opens up all of the options to invite your recommenders. So this school, you can tell here that over here, you can tell invite other recommenders, invite parent, invite advisor. So it doesn't allow you to invite your teacher recommendations in here. So this means the school's using another system, and it's telling you for teacher recommendations, you have to access your Naviance portal that your high school provides you with, and you'll request the transcripts from the teachers in there. And then once they submit them in Naviance, they'll link. Once you link your CommonApp to your Naviance, they'll just upload right here, and you'll get to know when your teachers submit them. But if you have other recommenders like coaches or someone like that, you can just add them in right here. There's a nice little reminder in here too, if you can see that they haven't uploaded it. So this kind of gives us an idea of what's new for the CommonApp and the 2023 academic year. So excited to show you around, get started. There's nothing in here you can hurt. So get as much information in here. And then if you're working with us, we will review it with you. If you're not working with us, you might want to make an appointment for us to help you. or if you're one of our students, we'll be reviewing and refining this Common App with you again after August 1st. So good luck.